Hello, everybody. It is Monday, March 3rd, 2025. And today we're talking all about the 2025 Vegan Health Bundle. And the Health Bundle has just been released a couple days ago, and it's over 80 contributions, over $5,500 worth of merchandise, and it's yours for $49, but you have to get it before March 10th. So during this week, I am bringing wonderful special guests on to talk about what they have in the bundle. So today I have Cyd Notter, and Cyd Notter, maybe some of you who know me remember her. We taught a veggie burger class a couple years ago together, and that was in the bundle last year. But this year, Cyd has a really interesting program that I got a chance to look at, and it's very important, I think, for everybody to learn about. And it's label reading tips to make smart choices. And Cyd, well, I'll let her do more of an education, tell us, but she's a nutritional educator, a coach, and an author. And so welcome, Cyd. Thank you so much for joining me. Do a little more introduction, elaborate a little more. And where I'm in Michigan, where are you? And just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Val. It's good to see you again. I'm in Illinois, so the weather changes by the day. Right now, it's not too bad. It's not freezing anyway. But yeah, I've been teaching whole food plant-based cooking classes and educational lectures for over 25 years now. So I've been around for a little while. And I thought label reading was such an important topic, especially because ultra-processed foods right now are kind of the hot topic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so how can we know if a food is healthy or not is that we have to look at the label to be sure.
Yeah. So what's interesting, you've been doing this for 25 years. I've been doing it for 28 years. And so the bundle has things in it for us, that have been doing this for a long time, but it's also got things for beginners, and it's got people that are in the middle. So there's something for everybody, because Cyd's label reading, she goes into great detail about the food and what this food is, and also about your calculations on how to figure out how many teaspoons of sugar are in there according to like the label. And I just thought there was a wealth of information in there, and I think it is very vital for everybody to take a look at your program. Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Val. Yeah, I'll cover things like what's the very first thing you should look at on a label. There's one thing you should look at first and foremost. We talk about that. And then, like you said, how to evaluate quickly at a glance how much sugar is in a product, how fatty is the product, how much salt is in the product, sodium. Is it a whole grain or is it a refined grain? If you see a loaf of bread that says wheat bread, that does not mean it's a whole grain. There's a difference. And sometimes they take white flour and dye it dark. So you think it's healthier than it actually is. So there's all these little tricks that manufacturers use. Sometimes they can claim that a product has zero fat when it actually does have fat. So there's labeling loopholes that we talk about in the class too. And manufacturers are notorious for using crafty claims to
Yes.
lure us into purchasing their products. So just because the front of the box says great source of calcium or healthy heart for your health does not mean it's so. You have to read the label. They are very crafty with their claims. In fact, in the class, I show a box of cereal that says heart healthy. I think it was Cheerios, but when you read the fine print, you'd have to eat, and they're basing that because oats have fiber and there's oats in the cereal, but you'd have to eat 4 servings of that cereal just to get 3 grams of fiber. Where if you have a bowl of oatmeal, you're getting 8 grams of fiber. So there's some very crafty claims that are deceptive. And so we have to be very careful. Never believe the outside of the box. You have to look at the label. And there's actually two parts of the label. The ingredient list is one part,
Mhm.
and then there's that nutrition facts box, with all the numbers, which I think is totally confusing. And the daily value percent, all of that is very confusing. So this class just dives in how to make it simple, how to know how processed the food is, right? We process foods in our kitchen all the time with our food processors. So just because the food is processed doesn't necessarily mean it's unhealthy, but there's a place where we need to draw the line with these packaged products. So every person is going to determine that. I'm not here to tell people what to buy or not to buy, but basically to inform people so they can make their own decisions because so many things labeled healthy are really not.
Yes,
And then we talk about
absolutely.
dyes and additives and preservatives. Dyes are
Mhm.
basically petroleum. Dyes are not food, they are chemicals. And kids are really suffering with a lot of hyperactivity and, all these other ADD issues all are linked to dyes, and we in our country, we allow things that are banned in Europe. We still allow them in our country. And when
Mhm.
you think about the frostings and the candies and the colored beverages, and I've got product examples in the course of all these dyes. It's just terrible. It's not even food. Most of the additives and preservatives are chemicals. So we talk about all of that. And I also talk about how to spot hidden animal products. If you're eating a whole food plant based or a vegan diet, you don't want to be eating derivatives, right? Or dairy derivatives. So we talk about how to spot those items. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the course. Each lesson is broken into lessons, one on salt, one on sugar, one on oils, one on grains, to make it easier to digest it all. But you'll get lots of practice. I show a lot of products from the store. I spent months in the stores taking pictures of all the labels, and so we could look at them together, and you'd get a lot of practice. And then I also give you a whole list of tips in a PDF form and a little business card size little cheat sheet that you could put in your purse or your wallet. So when you're at the store and you say, what was that I was supposed to look at? You could pull that out and have that at your access as well.
I could
That's
tell that you
I don't
spent a
want to give
lot of
too much
time.
away. Yeah, yeah. So I don't want to give too much away, but get the bundle. Get the bundle because this course sells for $39 on my website, and you're getting a bundle for $49. So between all of Val's cool stuff, I was looking at Val's sea vegetable cookbook, and I really got inspired because that's one area I really need to improve is sea vegetables. And so I was blown away, Val, by what you had written there about that sea vegetables have 10 to 20 times the minerals as land plants. Wow, I
Yeah.
did not. That's really amazing. And also, I have a
Yeah.
question for
So
you. You said that they don't expire, right? The shelf life is forever on a sea vegetable, but do you need to refrigerate them or can you just because I've got some nori shelves in my cabinet. They've been in there for a long time and you're telling me they'd still be good, right?
yeah, they're plants that are grown in the ocean. They pick them and they dry them, and they literally will never go bad. And so, yeah, a
Hmm.
long time ago, like archaeologists would dig up human beings that were really well preserved for whatever reason. Maybe they were in a bog, but you know, they would dig them up and they would have pouches, and inside of the pouches was dried sea vegetables, or they used to call them seaweed. But and the reason why is because they could dry it, carry it with them, and it'll never ever go bad. And some sea vegetables you can eat, but then other ones have to, just be soaked in water. But nutrient dense, So a long time ago, our ancestors knew this also. So no, you don't need to refrigerate them. You can just store them. Um, Here's my nori, and it comes in a pre like Ziploc bag, or you can put it in another Ziploc bag just on the shelf. Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
And
Yeah.
so people who are watching want to know how to get the bundle. And so it's in the description of this video, but it's also on Cyd's social media. And because now that you've met Cyd, you definitely want to follow her. She's a wealth of information. And Cyd, it's so organized. When I was watching your videos, I just really loved your voice, and you came across and you told us what was important, and I could tell it took a lot of time for you to put it together. I really liked it. So tell everybody where they can follow you.
Yeah, my website is cydnotter.com. You can see the spelling of my name there on this clip, Cydnotter, cydnotter.com. There's a lot of free stuff on my website. And I'm glad that we're pointing out about the label reading course, Val, because I forgot to mention this, but ultra processed foods is all the talk right now. You know, a lot of uh, we have a new administration that's going to tackle some of the food issues, and they've just banned red 40 or
Yep.
red 40 as a dye, but that doesn't take place till 2027. So
Yep.
these ultra processed foods are now almost three quarters of the food in our grocery stores is considered ultra processed. That is unrealistic to me that much food. But when you go in the store, you can tell just by looking at the shelves. And the scary part is that Americans are getting nearly 60% of their calories from these ultra processed foods because they're convenient, right? A lot of them are just convenience foods or frozen foods. And kids are eating 67% of their calories from ultra processed foods, right? So in the course we talk about that, and we talk about all the studies that show the health risks associated with consuming these foods on a regular basis, which many people do. So this isn't just a little course to know how much things are. It's really a health promoting issue. You know, we really need to pay attention to what we're ingesting because a lot of the foods out there are not even food.
No.
They're called food-like substances, right? It's
Yep.
not even a real food. It's been created in a lab and it has good flavor and it looks pretty, but it's definitely affecting our bodies.
Yeah. So the bundle has
Yeah.
over 81 contributions. What are some other things that are your favorite that you've noticed?
Well, guess what? Today, there's a burger book in there by Tim Kaufman, and I made these. I don't know if you can read that if it's backward. Quinoa curry fritters. Let me show them to you.
Oh,
I
okay.
just made
Cool.
these today, an experiment, and so yeah, here they are. They're like really good, dense, hearty burgers.
Oh,
But I
good.
haven't had a corn fritter for a long time, so I made those this morning, and those were really, really good. I've already eaten one. And other things that I like in the bundle is well, there's an anesthesiologist in there, Nicole Fogelman, who's a friend of mine too. She wrote a book on recipes for recovery following a surgery. But when you look in her book, there's also things to do to prepare for a surgery. Like a couple weeks before you're having a surgery or a procedure, she's got some great tips in there for what you need to know. That's one good thing. Um, 3 free months to PBNSG, that's $30 right there. A membership to PBNSG is $10 a month, and they're offering 3 free months. There's a cream cheese and hummus cookbook in there with a lot of dips. I love that. A practical guide to cholesterol management from Dr. Lori Marbus. I'm interested in that. There's a cookie cookbook. There's Italian food. There's desserts. Oh, and Dr. Shobha Rayapudi, I was blessed to interview her recently about natural strategies to lower your blood pressure. So I interviewed her yesterday. That's on my YouTube channel. And I learned a lot of things there about blood pressure that I really hadn't realized before. So I really, if that's something you're struggling with, I would really recommend watching her and getting her guide. And then there's how to make Mexican easy recipes. I love Mexican food, and there's easy recipes in there. There's a pizza class, right? Pizza classes. There's yoga. There's other doctors and chefs. There's a whole nice cream book, 31 flavors of nice cream. If you love nice cream as much as I do, nice cream, as you know, is just plant-based, basically frozen fruit many times, with some maybe some other things tossed in there to make nice cream, which is totally healthy. And if you're a nighttime, if at night, if you're looking for something sweet, which is something I like to do on occasion, nice cream is the perfect answer for that. What about you, Val? What interests you about the bundle?
The yoga. I've checked out both of the yogas so far. Angelica's is yin yoga, which is very calming and deep breathing. And it's, when you want to calm down, that's a good one. And the other one is the mindfulness in motion, which is LA Maggers. Hers is intense, but you can modify it, because I did it, but I modified it. But that's a really good workout. So we have both ends of the spectrum: a calming breathing yoga and one that's a workout yoga. And I love yoga. So, and a few of the things you mentioned also. And Jennifer Diamond, I just interviewed her. She is a sweetheart, and the interview was really good. And then I want to check out your interview with the lady with the blood pressure. I've been hearing all kinds of really good things about her book, which I haven't got a chance to check out yet, but I'm going to. And so, Cyd is going to be on the Chef AJ show in just a few minutes. So make sure you go over to Chef AJ's YouTube channel. We haven't mentioned her yet, but she's kind of like the head of our bundle. She's like the, what's the word? Chief in charge. Like she kind of got us all together. And then there's Melissa Maris, which is Raw Food Romance. And God, I can't imagine the amount of work she does, but she puts this all together, which is amazing, so that people like Cyd and I can go out there and share our contributions and all the other contributions with all of you. It's over $5,500 worth of merchandise. It's yours for $49, but you have to buy it by March 10th. And so you can, underneath the description of this video are also direct links to Cyd's YouTube channel, her Instagram account, her Facebook. So you can go directly to her accounts because I want everybody to follow her too. And there's also links to my things too. Everybody in the bundle has their own website and their own Facebook. And I hope after the bundle that, everybody who sees these videos follows us, because we have so much information to share with all of you. And also get the bundle. Okay, last minute thoughts, Cyd.
Yeah, just a note too, there's a lot of stuff in the bundle, but you have an entire year to download anything and everything you want. And once you download it, it's yours to keep forever. So you have a whole year to look through all the products and keep whatever you want and download them. So it's not like you have to rush, because it might be overwhelming to open all these 80 products and see them there. But rest assured you have time to download them.
I mean, it's hard to estimate, but I would think that you probably have recipes, for the next, 5 years in this bundle?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, right. Well, thank you so much, Cyd, for joining me. Greatly appreciate it. And I really like your contribution in the bundle. It's a wealth of information. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Val, and good luck. See you soon.